So you guys need to make sure that when you're on Steam or any other platform that sells games, that have games available for download, any of that stuff that you interact with, you got to make sure that the game in and of itself is not a potential piece of malware that could be installed on your computer and start taking a lot of personal information as well as money from cryptocurrency accounts that you may have. So we got an article pulled up from Games Radar that's going to talk about exactly that reason. But before we get into that, be sure to like this video if you guys do like it, and be sure to sub for more. We post videos every day, Monday through Friday, and we stream Saturday mornings 9 in the morning Pacific Standard Time. So let's go ahead and get into this a little bit. Steam removes a 2D platformer allegedly infected with malware, but not before it apparently steals over $150,000 in cryptocurrency from players. Now, I'm not sure how many people actually downloaded this game and played it, but nonetheless, the 150 is cumulative, I believe. What's interesting is the association with the money being pulled from cryptocurrency accounts. I believe it was from one particular platform. I don't know which ones were, how widespread it was on one particular one or multiple, but nonetheless, people installed a game that was on Steam, a 2D platformer that was infected with malware, or was just malware in and of itself. If the creator of the game made it as such to be a scam game, essentially, to have access to people's computers in whatever way, shape, or form. Again, I am not a coder. I know nothing about hacking and malware and all that fun stuff, but nonetheless, as a consumer of games, I have to be very cautious about where I go, what I download, what I view, what I click on, as well as all of you guys. So just want to point out that Steam is just like any other platform. It is run by people, and people do make mistakes, as well as the systems that we implement. So let's go ahead and get into this a little bit more. This was posted also by Ashley Bartum, if that's how you pronounce her last name. Let's go ahead and see here. Steam users allege an unassuming free-to-play 2D platformer named Block Blasters is actually malware in disguise, left to flourish like a fungus on the digital storefront for nearly a month before Valve finally removed it. Yeah, we'll go on to see that this game has actually been on Steam for almost 2 months before Valve finally, I guess, found it, or however they go about sifting through all the games that get uploaded to their platform. I'm not sure how the process goes. I would imagine that anything that is free to play or paid for, there has to be a significant amount of steps in order for Steam to, I guess, greenlight the game. So I'm not entirely sure. Again, not a game dev. I'm not sure entirely what the process is beginning to end, but nonetheless, this is something that, fell through the cracks more or less. Nonetheless, Block Blasters apparently had enough time to drain $150,000 in cryptocurrency from people who downloaded it. And it's more, that was the purpose of it, I think. I'm not sure. And if it got access into these cryptocurrency accounts to pull money, is it possible for them to go into other accounts for bank info, personal information in that regard, not necessarily cryptocurrency? Who's to say? This is according to claims by crypto investment firm Paradigm advisor Zach XBT, I believe on Twitter is what his name is, maybe, which is known online for recreationally investigating what they determine are notable cryptocurrency scams. That's kind of helpful. The anonymous detective addresses Steam Anonymous, got it, in a September 21st post on Twitter, writing, "You clowns allow malware on your platform that has resulted in $150,000 plus stolen from victims. Fake game has been available to download for more than a month." Yeah, that is a little disconcerting that it took over a month, about 2 months before they finally found it out. And I believe this is the post on X. And all of these links, all of these pictures showcase the developer name, which is Genesis Interactive, when the game was released, which says July 30th, 2025. So yeah, it'd been out for quite a decent amount of time. So I'm not overall too happy about that. That is, like I said, very disconcerting. So, screenshots show the block blasters came from developer calling itself Genesis Interactive. While there are several crypto ventures in both investment and gaming that use the word Genesis, I'm not entirely sure about that. I have no idea. Genesis Interactive is a ghost online aside from a block blasters Twitter account and a SteamDB listing. And I want to point out the listing on SteamDB. This is actually kind of nice. If you were to go to this particular game, Block Blasters, it will show up at the very top. Not only is it crossed out and red, it has a warning. SteamDB staff have flagged this app as suspicious, as it may be malicious or impersonating another product. We recommend exercising caution and avoiding purchasing or downloading this app. That's kind of nice. Did not know that was part of the platform overall. It says one in-game, probably the developer, imagine. Or the bot that's getting onto people's platforms. I have no idea. But that's kind of cool. That's good to know that games will be flagged with specific warnings. We are not affiliated with Valve, which means they go out of their way to find this stuff. So kind of cool. Kudos. Let's see what else. Yeah, flagged as suspicious. That's, troubling to say the least. The alleged Block Blaster scam had suddenly drawn attention after cancer patient and cryptocurrency enthusiast Ravo Plevniks, I apologize in advance for butchering your name, I'm sorry, said he was drained for over $32,000 of my creative fees earned on pump.fun. I have no idea what that platform is. A meme coin exchange platform? Yeah, I don't know. Again, don't know if that was a specific target of a platform or was anything available for getting into from how this game was designed. So, after downloading Block Blasters, other crypto personalities also report thousands of dollars stolen from there. Stolen after downloading Block Blasters, requesting action from Valve boss Gabe Newell, which, I mean, I feel like there's no point hitting up Gabe. There's probably hundreds, if not thousands, of people directly underneath him. I'm not sure how big the Valve operation is, but I imagine it's pretty decently big. But you don't hit up Gabe. You hit up Gabe, he's going to hit up the people he's hired directly underneath him that will take said action. Gabe, what does Gabe do? Does anyone know what Gabe actually does in his day-to-day? Let me know in the comments if you guys actually know what Gabe spends his... I would imagine hundreds of millions, if not billions of dollars. No, I'm just kidding. I have no idea what Gabe does, but Gabe is Gabe. Notably, these claims seem to have all been made between September 20th and the 22nd, which is just the weekend that passed by. So this is just being reported on, brand spanking new, and yeah, troubling. Block Blasters has been on Steam since August 17th, even though the game said release July 30th, so I'm not sure. It's either one. It's been here for more than a month, which that's kind of the more important parts in terms of time frame. More than a month, according to the first and only post on its Twitter accounts. Yeah. Oh, since it's on his Twitter account. Okay. But again, if the platform said it'd been available for that long, then I don't know. I'll take Steam's word for it, even though their own account says something other. I don't care. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter because still, a month on the platform is a month on the platform. This is generally, whoever Riot Games is, shout out. This is generally quite mental. A Steam game called Block Blasters has genuine malware in it and has been on Steam for over 53 days, so we're getting a bunch of different time frames here. I did not mean to pull that up. Also has over 200 fake reviews from bot accounts, even some that have done negative reviews to make the whole thing look legit. So that's another thing we all definitely need to be aware of, is that when we check these games out and see whether or not they are, I guess, quote-unquote legitimate, there could be a lot of that. And it's funny. It's like you can't... I don't know if there's really any good way to tell whether or not a review on any game on Steam reviewer is a bot reviewer or a real person, because people have weird names. And not everyone cares for putting in an actual real name. So, but also the bots everywhere... infested is a way of putting it. So being able to tell like that is a little bit up in the air. My thought process behind seeing this whole article drop and the fact that this was I believe this game said it was free to play. I wouldn't trust too many free to play games. They'd have to be very high up there in the, I guess, news space. You need YouTube videos with gameplay demos of the game. You're going to need developers. The level of legitimacy I'm going to need from the game itself on the Steam platform is the only thing that's going to be able to tell me that the game is legit. For instance, another free-to-play game that is taking the world by storm, more or less. Maybe not the world by storm. I haven't checked the player numbers, but the skate game. It is free-to-play. I'm going to download it eventually, but everyone's making videos about it. I keep seeing it on my shorts all day, every day. Like, everyone's having fun with the skate game. It's not the best thing in the world, I think I've noticed. I'm not entirely sure. If you guys have played the game, be sure to let me know whether or not it's good. I might download it here or there. But nonetheless, a free-to-play game is going to be a good incentive for anyone to want to download it and just to check it out and see what it is. But again, whole purpose of this video is to let you guys know that Steam is not checking literally every piece of software that is getting uploaded to the platform. A lot of things are available for you guys to download, and some of these things could potentially be doing some very nefarious things. So exercise caution when you can. Especially for any game, you got to cross-reference sources, see if anyone else is playing it, see if it's on YouTube or Twitch before you download it, because you could be running into a situation like this, which is a pretty sketchy thing to do. And again, this looked like it was just targeting crypto, which is a completely, interesting thing in and of itself. Maybe because crypto might be a little bit easier. I'm not entirely sure. Not my area of expertise. But again, if you're on a computer that has access to your bank accounts or any other personal information things, this malware could potentially grab all sorts of stuff. So all in all, just don't trust every piece of download, which is something as a millennial was very ingrained with us growing up. Don't exchange personal information on the internet. Don't do anything that might be significantly compromising, and that includes downloading stuff. And as it turns out, Steam does have potential issues. There is a hole in their system that allowed this to happen, and it happened. So just exercise caution with everything that is on Steam. The one caveat to this is that a free-to-play game might have gotten through the cracks a little bit easier than a game you have to pay for. The exchange of money is when things start becoming very, it starts to enter the realm of legality much more harder than I think a free-to-play. I think, this is theft. I'm not saying that's outside the conversation, but when a customer engages with someone who is selling a service or a product and money is exchanged, it evolves into something completely different. And Steam has policies for that. And I would imagine pushing a game on Steam for free-to-play has maybe less steps than a game that you have to pay for. I'm not entirely sure. Again, never been through the process. But nonetheless, guys, be careful with what you download on the internet, and be careful with what you download on Steam. Like, that's the kind of tough parts, is that, there might be some games out there that we've all downloaded that it might have been kind of sketch. I'm not sure if there are any other games like that that's hit the news, more or less, that were scam games. I know there was one, and you guys might have to remind me on this. I think there was one that revolved around crypto again, that if you downloaded it and played it, it basically used your system, or maybe this was another game outside of Steam, but it used your system to mine Bitcoin or something. Like, there was something going around years ago. But again, I don't know if that was a Steam game or some other piece of software. But again, guys, you gotta be careful, especially you Zoomers out there. I know you guys kind of grew up with computers more or less, and some of you guys might be a little tech savvy, but you gotta exercise caution. It's a joke me and my wife love to talk about, is that for millennials, it feels like we kind of grew up with computers very different than Gen X or Gen Z. So it's always funny pointing out is that both generations just kind of struggle on average. I'm not saying everyone does, but they struggle on average with computer stuff. But millennials, for the most part, we grew up with it at a better time, at a good time, where we knew the particulars on actual navigating of a computer. So I don't know. From a millennial to all of you, maybe you guys feel me on this or not. Up to you. But again, caution. Just exercise caution. I think that was pretty much what this article had. Yeah. That said, it's unusual and actually hugely detrimental for a possible scam to be hosted on an otherwise legitimate site like Steam. So just be careful out there, guys. Be careful. There are people out there who will love to scam you out of whatever you got going on for you. So be it crypto or, like I said, an actual bank account, or maybe an actual stock account, stock trading account. Maybe you guys do that. So quick little video. And yeah, overall, just exercise caution. It's a great thing. It's a great habit to get into. So with that, dudes, I am out of here. Thank you guys so much for watching the video. If you guys enjoyed this video, be sure to give it a like, and be sure to let me know in the comments if you guys have experienced something like this on Steam. This isn't like, I don't think this was a one-off, but nonetheless, this is something relatively new. Like, this just got reported on like a few days ago over the weekend. So scary times. Be careful out there. Don't let people steal your information or find out where you live and all that fun stuff. So again, I'm out of here. You guys have a good rest of your day. Be sure to sub to the channel if you guys are enjoying the videos. And yeah, we post videos every day, Monday through Friday at about 4 o'clock p.m. Pacific Standard Time, and we stream Saturday mornings, 9 in the morning. So I'm out of here. You guys have a good rest of your day. And until tomorrow, I will see you guys later.